Hello, thank you so much for making time. I want to talk briefly about a subject that is of utmost importance to many of the youth in the Republic of Ghana, and it has to do with lack of startup capital for people to realize their ambitions of becoming entrepreneurs or owners of small or medium enterprises. In Ghana, people talk big about laws of success, how to be a great entrepreneur, and you find a lot of young people patronize some of these talk shops. They are good. It is ideas that are put into action that turn into a great deal of wealth. But an idea will continue to remain ordinary inscriptions on paper until there is the needed liquid capital to push it. We all have written dissertations. We all have written theses in one way or another, whether for a diploma or your first degree or your master's degree or even your doctorate degree. But many of the theses or dissertations we have written are gathering dust on the shelves of libraries in various universities and other tertiary institutions in the country. So there needs to be a paradigm shift. Enough of the theory. The theory is too much. The time has come for us as a country to make a deliberate effort to help young enterprising Ghanaians with the needed startup capital rather than ordinary motivational talk on entrepreneurship. And many of the people, you see them, oh, there's going to be an event here. This hotel is hosting this event. This group is coming with this idea. Very lofty ideas young people have in the country. But who will give them that push? Everybody talks about the acumen of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is seen by many as a shrewd businessman, but he had to rely on the estate of his father to build an economic empire. So in Ghana, you can't expect the youth to be enterprising. You say we should produce made in Ghana products. How can a person go into tie and dye and batik if the needed startup capital is not provided? How can a young Ghanaian go into the mass production of locally made shoes if the needed startup capital is not provided them? So I believe we need to cause a paradigm shift in the kind of discourse we have about how enterprising young Ghanaians can help this economy. And there needs to be a seed money, seed fund. Look at the universities we have in Ghana. How many times have we not written theses of various kinds? For somebody, if you even ask people, what was your project work on? You can realize that some project works are actually viable economic ventures that can be put into action. But who will care to pump money into the thoughts of the youth of this country? So it's quite disappointing that whenever you finish university, you have to get an employer to employ you, when in fact the ideas you would have accumulated throughout your course of study at the university should make you an employer instead of an employee. And so there needs to be a paradigm shift in the way we go about things in this republic. And that is to say, enough of the long talk and the talk shop. The youth of this country are ready to give some oxygen to the ideas and theories they learned in various universities and other tertiary institutions. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Look at the people who came up with Google. There needs to be a support system that encourages young entrepreneurs beyond the talk shop. 10 laws of starting a business, 15 laws of being a successful entrepreneur. These are only ideas. Yes, they provide some motivation. Motivation is good in creating, great leaders. But beyond motivation, as a country, we should have a well thought through, deliberate policy of providing startup capital for young entrepreneurs. In Ghana, the only time banks chase you with loan facilities is when you have money. I have an MP friend. He was telling me the last parliament, before the last parliament rose, and that was just before the election, the ex gratia people took was in the neighborhood of 400,000 Ghana cedis. And invariably, people's ex gratia, those in parliament, is bound to increase with time. As soon as you become an MP, that is when banks start knocking on your doors. But for the gentleman who is now an honorable member of the legislature, maybe he was a teacher before he came there. Why was he not supported by the banks? Why did the banks have to wait that long for the person to go to parliament with prospects of getting a lot of money before they would make overtures to them? What kind of a system is this? A system that adds strength onto strength. And for those that are in need, nobody even looks where they are. So therefore, I believe there needs to be a change in the way we go about things in the Republic of Ghana. And we can't continue doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Yes, someone before he went to Parliament, he was a lawyer, a young lawyer who needed help. The banks would not give you any help. Do a little roll call and hear what lofty ideas young people have about investment or entrepreneurship. The only thing this country provides is only motivation. Motivation. You can do this, you can do that, you can do this, but create the conducive enabling environment. How much will it cost us if these foreign banks that are repatriating a lot of, profits from us are made to sponsor 10 or 20 young entrepreneurs every year? How many entrepreneurs will we have in a decade? But anybody you see succeed in Ghana, it is by dint of a miracle or by dint of sheer hard work, or the person has inherited estates from their family. We don't build new entrepreneurs. Business families you've known all these years are the only business families in the country. So enough of the motivational talk on entrepreneurship. The time has come for concrete action, which action is supporting young people with startup capital so that they can make good on their ambitions of becoming true entrepreneurs that contribute to this country's economy. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope this helps.